Welcome, everyone, to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we're talking New York Giants versus the Washington football team Thursday night NFL action of week 2. Just got done. Washington wins 30-29 in a surprisingly good game tonight. It was actually interesting. And they get lucky there and get the second field goal attempt to win this thing. So, I didn't expect much from this game going into it, but it was actually kind of a fun game with some decent play, I would say. Start with Washington, and Heinicke, he was pretty solid. That pick he had at the end, he had the pick which really they almost lost the game for him. But other than that one play, for the most part, he was pretty good. 34 for 46, 336, 2 touchdowns. Threw that nice touchdown to Ricky Seals-Jones, which was Ricky Seals-Jones. Like, man, where'd he come from? Haven't heard that name in a bit here. So good to see Ricky Seals-Jones still doing something, but good all around, game from Heinicke, gets the win. And, going forward, I think he's going to be decent to keep these fantasy options going for Washington.
I think so. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I thought he played really well. I'm glad that he did. But
it's the Giants.
Yeah, once again, you're going against the Giants. And yeah, both teams played relatively well, but they did allow each other to put up quite a few points. It's 29-30. Giants were playing, kind of a bend but don't break type of defense the entire game. So you have a lot of underneath stuff that Heinicke could, take advantage of. He did. He played a good game. Don't get me wrong. But as far as fantasy, I'm not ready to say he's a streaming quarterback yet.
He might not be, but he's gonna keep Terry McLaurin good.
I feel like very good for him. Like very good for him. And you're right. McLaurin and him have a good rapport. They're doing well. McLaurin had a really good game, but once again, you can tell by the stats that was their game plan. I don't know why the Giants thought that this was how they were going to win. But what do you have? 10 catches for like 100 yards. Like
he ended up with 11 for 107.
Okay, 11 for 107. So each one is a little less than 10 yards. So, there was just a lot of dink and dunk. It was a very nice touchdown catch by him. And you can see that McLaurin is a very talented guy.
He is, isn't
eventually,
he,
Giants
he is.
almost. He's a very talented guy. I don't think he's a top 10 guy, but that's just me. But yeah, it was very, very, very interesting. And I'm kind of glad Washington got the win. Don't ask me why. You could easily say that it's just easy to cheer against the Giants. It was the most Giants way to lose after getting the pick, taking no time off the clock, getting the, getting the field goal, and then immediately giving up, and then jumping off sides when they had the game won. And then Washington kicks the field goal. So just hilarious all over the place. But it was a very, very fun game to watch. It was very, very close, back and forth. I got to give a lot of credit to the quarterbacks, especially. Both of these guys are under fire constantly. And do I think that they're anything too special? No, but they came out and played today, and that's wonderful. And then you have Gibson. Gibson played solid.
Yeah, he didn't get. If he had 13 carries, so if he had more, 5.3 yards per carry on those carries, he would have wished for a little bit more. But only 2 catches for 4 yards. Like to see a little more a few more catches, but he's good. He's a really good player. The carries should be there. No one else is taking the carries, so.
Well, yeah. And how do you feel about McKissick? Because he actually came in and he stole the touchdown near the goal line, and then he had one big reception, which definitely makes his numbers look a lot better than I feel like they should. But
because he ends up with 5 for 83, but that was a 56-yard play, so he'd be 4 for 27. Like that's not as impressive. PPR though, McKissick he becomes an option when bye weeks are coming around, right? When there's more people out, McKissick becomes more of a PPR option. I don't think I'd like him in standard at all. Just there's not enough volume there at all to justify it, but PPR for sure during bye weeks.
It does not seem like right now they do have that number 2, which makes me believe. And I was not a believer in McKissick coming into this, but if they don't find another wide receiver or another receiving option, Logan, you're kind of hoping, but even he had 5 catches for 45.
Humphreys ended up with 7 catches, but Diami Brown.
And, once again though, that it's not like down the field.
I still think
Just
Diami Brown.
Young.
He's not there yet. I think he showed some play. He had a nice grab. He only was 3 for 34, but he had that nice 22-yard, not touchdown grab, just nice catch he got there. He definitely still has potential. We'll see. But what's going to happen is Curtis Samuel. When Curtis Samuel comes back, that can change things. Give him another option.
And I think that will definitely hurt McKissic if anyone was panicking about.
Right. Yeah.
Because I know we even answered a question earlier. It was like, is it bad if I give up McKissic? Which you're probably not starting him anyway, so don't feel too bad to take a shot at another player that might be potentially good.
Yeah,
I have no issue with it, and this one is that one's kind of a fluky. I don't think McKissic is going to score a lot of touchdowns, and his whole appeal last year was the fact that he was like the number one targeted running back out of the backfield, like passing wise. I really don't think that is what's going to happen. I mean, he was definitely in the game plan today, which is wonderful to see if you still own him, but I'm still not over the moon on him.
Right. No, I'm with you. All right. For the Giants side of things, they did screw this up and don't get the win, but Daniel Jones didn't, he didn't
lose decent. The game.
He didn't lose the game. I'm not going to say he was great, but he wasn't bad. He made some good plays. He showed me some things in this one. 22 of 32, 249, 1 touchdown, but it was his running ability today, 9 for 95. He would have had a touchdown. Holding took that away off that. He would have had 2 rushing touchdowns. Actually.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2.
So Holding took away one of them for him. But for most part, Daniel Jones, not terrible. Not terrible at all. And Washington's a good defense. So that wasn't a bad outing for him. Really wasn't. Saquon still getting into it, 13 for 57, but that's bolstered by a 41-yard run. Take away that 41-yard run, he's 12 for 16. It's a lot uglier, and he had 2 catches for 12 yards. He's hopefully still coming back into it. No, it's not like anybody else is getting carries. It's just not there yet. He's not there yet. So
no, he's not. And we were talking about that. This one was going to be a rough go of it. He looked better than I expected him to look, to be quite honest. I know the numbers definitely do not reflect that. The one big run, when he got room, you can see how dangerous the guy is. Mm-hmm. So, even though I'm definitely very hesitant on Saquon because of the team and because of his injury from last year.
Yeah.
I do have to say there is possibility for him. And I know people don't want to move on him too much. You're too scared to kind of trade him away right now. At least this gives you opportunities, because if he looked bad, then his stock would keep plummeting. He didn't look bad, but
he still have much opportunity in the second.
Yeah. He still has to ramp up his rushing. And it wasn't like he didn't get anything. I mean, 13 is what most running backs get. Yep. But as you saw with that 41-yarder, man, he's got some wiggle, and he's still Saquon. Yeah.
So receiving wise, Sterling Shepard, 9 for 94. That's 2 games in a row now that Sterling Shepard has played well. That's where it starts to become a little more interesting, right? When you see two straight games of production. And I don't know. I've seen a lot of Sterling Shepard, right? Where I can't like buy in right now yet. Even with 2 games, I still would have a hard time playing Sterling Shepard. I don't know about you. I don't know if you feel. I guess it's just maybe that's the past. Sterling Shepard's shown stuff in the past. He's been a solid player at times, but it's never been something he's put together consistently. I'm just not there yet.
I think I kind of agree with you. I think the next couple weeks, if you need someone and you're in a PPR league, then I think he is playable in a flex position or as your third wide receiver. My fear for him is right now he's getting a large amount of targets. He got 10 today, caught 9 of them. Once again, I mean, it's kind of dink and dunk kind of stuff. 9 catches for 94 yards. He did look good. But as these other guys get healthy, that is what I'm worried about. Kenny Golladay, they try to force feed him the ball. I mean, he got 8 targets. He only caught 3 of them, but they're definitely going down the field to him. They went down the field to Slayton. He had 1 amazing catch. He had 1 terrible drop. So where does that leave him? I don't know. And like Tony, he was out there, but he hasn't gotten going yet.
Yeah, nothing
so
yet.
I do. And then if Barkley was more part of it, which he definitely would be part of the, passing game as well. I feel like all of that stuff ends up bumping him down. And all of a sudden, instead of 10 targets, you get 7, you catch 5 of them. and then those numbers disappear. And I don't think he's much of a touchdown threat. So I think if you need someone PPR wise, next couple of weeks, probably go further than that. And I will definitely lose more and more faith on him, just assuming what is going to occur, because you're definitely gonna have to put up points. And also, I don't know, Daniel Jones, he was very serviceable as a quarterback, but the danger with him was when he was running. And I wonder if that is going to continue, because even though they lost, he had a great output because of that running ability. I mean, he put up over 30 points, I believe, in standard scoring.
It's because of that rushing. It's almost 100 yards and it's a touchdown. So that was huge right there.
My question to you is, do you expect that to keep going? Why wouldn't they keep rushing him?
They'll keep trying it, but at some point, I mean, Washington just wasn't ready for it. It was like that same play almost, a few times.
Yeah, we say that though, but Josh Allen seems to be able to pull it off.
Yeah, but I don't think he's not Josh Allen. I don't think so.
No, he's not. But are you really worried about hurting Daniel Jones? I mean, I feel like if you found out that he has this where he could be really useful for, 5 plays a game, why wouldn't you throw him out there?
I mean, they'll keep doing it. They'll keep doing it. I just feel like teams might, become wise to it at some point here. If it's,
I keep wondering, because it does. Well, I do have to say, I was going to say it would keep Saquon healthy, but on one of the fakes, he just got absolutely blown up by that big DN and
by Chase Young. Yeah,
Chase Young. And you're kind of like, well, that was counterproductive. Like, why wouldn't you fake it to Booker?
Right.
Maybe he doesn't go for it, but
all right, there we go. Washington versus New York. Yeah, better game than I thought it was going to be, right? So not too bad. But we'll be back on Sunday night. We recap all of the week 2 action. Hopefully we get some good things. Hopefully I get a win. Last we talked, I was bragging about my victory last week, and then I got a stat correction that made me lose.
Oh, it's my favorite thing this week. Oh my God. I love that. A fumble stat correction cost you the week. And that is amazing, because the whole time you were just like, a win's a win, right? It is, unless it's not.
That's my first stat correction loss in my entire life.
Dude, that is brutal. It was a brutal way to lose.
Never had a stat correction loss. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing. And I just found out from a text message. I didn't even know.
Yeah, usually you hear about it like, maybe this is going to change.
Yeah, nothing. No, I just started getting some in the group chat. I started seeing some stuff. I'm like, wait, what happened? Can I protest this? Who can I take this up with? The NFL? I don't know. I thought about it.
And by the way, I do have to say, you're right. Yeah, writing a letter to your congressman. I don't believe this is correct. Also, if for whatever reason you started Gano if you have kickers in your league,
22.
22. That was hilarious. Someone is going to win because they started him.
That's why I don't like kickers.
Oh, I know. Hilarious.
Not a fan. And I lost because of a kicker, Justin Tucker. Now I lose because of that. Justin Tucker hits a 40-yard field goal, and that beats me by 1 point. If it had just been a 39-yard field goal, I win. Oh. I lost because of a kicker. I wish we didn't have kickers. Kickers suck. Let's go. I'm done. All right. Kickers are done, Jeff. I'm bringing this up next year at the draft. It's going to a vote. I'm going to start rounding up votes now. And I know
we'll bring it up again.
No one goes.
It was not popular when we brought it up. Not popular.
No, it wasn't. But all right, that'll do it. We'll see you guys Sunday night.